Alright, let's dive into some serious focus hacks. You know, the world's most productive people aren't just relying on willpower. They found clever ways to trick their brains into achieving incredible levels of productivity. And guess what? Even if you've got crippling ADHD, like I do, these strategies can completely transform your ability to focus. I've been there, trust me. From an ADHD mess to a hyper-focused CEO, these are the exact hacks I used. You can start implementing these today and stop fighting against your brain. Instead, you'll learn to use it as your superpower. So, let's unlock some insane focus. Here are 10 hacks to get you started. Hack number 1. Create a not-to-do list. Here's my core philosophy on this. Focus is a filter, not a muscle. Stop trying to brute force your way into focus. Instead, consciously decide what you don't want to do. This allows you to make decisions much quicker. Think about it. If every new decision that comes into your life forces you into mental overload and brain fog, because you haven't set up a filter, it's going to drain all your energy. For me, a new yes is a no to your dreams. Conversely, a no is a yes to your goals. When you look at the most successful people in the world, you'll see that success is a subtractive process, not an additive one. You don't actually do more to win, you do less. But the crucial part is making sure those no's allow you to say yes to the right things. People often ask me, Dan, what did you do to be successful? How do you drive those cars or fly around on your plane? And honestly, my answer is almost always, it's what I don't do. I don't drink, I don't gamble, I don't waste hours on video games. I don't vape, I avoid a whole host of activities that would impede me from winning. Achieving the level of focus we're talking about absolutely requires this. Imagine that game Plinko, where you drop a ball at the top and it bounces off all these pins, going all over the place. That's how most people live their lives. What I want you to do is remove all those other options, those pins. Just drop the ball and let it go straight to the middle. If you think of each one of those pins as an energy unit of focus, then you would literally just focus and stack, instead of spreading yourself thin across too many options. So, what goes on my not-to-do list? 1. Low-value tasks. Anything I can pay someone else a small amount of money to do, or even use an app to get done for me, I'm not doing it. My time is too valuable. 2. Bad habits and vices. This is a tough one for many. Maybe you have a habit of avoiding confrontation, where you hit the snooze button 15 times before dragging yourself out of bed. These things have to go. They steal your energy and your momentum. 3. Energy vampires. When I interact with someone, they either give me energy or they take my energy. The people who consistently drain my energy, boundaries are your best friend here. Hack number 2. Create focus triggers. Most people wait for inspiration to strike or hope they'll magically get in the zone to start working. I don't rely on magic. I create a structure to get myself into flow state. It's by design, not by chance. Flow state isn't random, it's designed. And when you're in it, guess what? You're not thinking about going to the bathroom. You're not worrying about what other people think of you. You're not even wondering if your work is good enough. When you're in flow state, you produce your absolute best work. Here's how I quickly get into flow. I create focus triggers. 1. Location. The specific chair I sit in for reading, outlining my goals, or ideating. Even when my wife and I go off-site for our quarterly or year-end planning, those locations become triggers for us to focus on designing our future, not getting caught up in the minutiae of the past week or month. 2. Sound. When I need to focus, music is a must. It sets a vibe, it's a strategy. For deep work, I'll sometimes use playlists with no words, or I'll use a special app that uses binaural beats to actually enhance my ability to focus. Headphones are non-negotiable because I cannot be distracted by other people's noise. 3. Routines. Look at world-class athletes. Think about how they visualize, how they warm up, the way they structure their day, their week, their month. It's a rhythm. It's a rhythm of success, built on consistent routines. A lot of people think, well, that sounds boring. You know what's not boring? Having the resources to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. If that requires some level of routine, sign me up. Hack number 3. Start on hard mode. This one might sound wild, because so many people try to start easy. Let's make it easy. Let's build momentum, they say. How about we stop trying to create momentum with easy wins? If you truly want to focus and get things done, attack it. Go all in. Literally start on hard mode. Make it difficult for yourself from the get-go. If you do everything that's easy, it's kind of like starting your meal with dessert. Sure, you might enjoy it, and it might fill you up, but it's not going to give you the nutrition you need to build your body, and you'll be too full to eat the real food. So, for me, we start with the thing that's the hardest, not the easiest. In many ways, the hardest task is simply to stop picking the easiest task. To really dial this in and get your focus, we have to do a few things. 1. Choose the one thing. What's the one thing? For most business owners, it's marketing. For most individuals, it's working out. But what's that one thing that if you do first, as soon as you wake up or sit down at your desk, it will set you up to win? That will build confidence, create momentum, and give you the vibe of success. It's like that first domino. You know, if you get that right, the rest of the dominoes will fall. That's where we start. 2. Do deep work blocks. For me, this is first thing in the morning. I used to be a late night guy, and you can certainly do that too. But as soon as I had human alarm clocks, aka kids, my mornings became my most precious time. That's when I connect to my creative source. Writing, outlining these videos, creating content, coming up with new AI companies to start, strategic work. It has to happen first thing in the morning during my deep work blocks. And it all happens before checking email, social media, or anything else. I can't tell you how much my energy is affected by the things I consume. If I accidentally go down a rabbit hole and see something, or check notifications, suddenly I have this, oh crap, feeling. And then I'm supposed to go dream, ideate, and design something cool, but my headspace is completely off. It's like, no, my day is going from bad meeting to bad meeting. I love the people I work with, but nobody brings me anything other than problems to resolve. I simply cannot check my email before doing my most important work. You can't be reading comments on your social media feed about what people think of you before you sit down and create more videos to help people, because you'll just be like, oh, screw that person, I'm not even doing this video anymore. See the challenge with that? Protect your creative energy. Hack number 4, be hard to reach. When I was editing my book, Buy Back Your Time, my buddy Chris and I drove to the mountains. There was no internet, no connectivity. We stayed in a cabin, got our laptops out, and literally edited for 16 hours a day. We did it for 5 days. Our rhythm was workout, edit, lunch, edit, dinner, edit, pass out. The reason we were able to do that, we were disconnected from distractions. Some of you make it too easy to be interrupted. Notifications are going off, your phone's ringing, your inbox is blowing up. Your inbox is nothing more than a public to-do list of other people's priorities on your time. My philosophy is this: you want to be easy to find all over the internet, but hard to reach. The only way to make that work is to use these strategies. 1. Turn off all your notifications. I mean it. Go into the app settings, under notifications, and I dare you to swipe them off. The only 2 people in my life who can get through to me are my wife and my assistant. Everyone else can wait. 2. Schedule time to respond. Yes, I do reply to people, text messages, and so on, but I have it in my calendar. It's a dedicated block. That way, it's a forcing function. If I've got 60 minutes, I'm spending that 60 minutes heads down, responding. Just this morning, I was standing in the hot tub, replying to all my text messages. Call that net time, not extra time. Post-workout, hot tub, sitting there text messaging, creating momentum in my life. Figure out how to put both of those together. 3. Use focus signals. For me, if my headphones are on, please don't talk to me. Unless it's an emergency. I even have a rule that if you come into my office and I'm on a call, you then have to present on your call. My kids have been on board meetings, they've been on pitch meetings. Seriously, if you're in the room and you're asking me a question, I'm not going to introduce you to the people I'm talking to. My kids are my priority, but they know that if the door is closed and it's not an emergency, they don't come in. It is so hard for me to focus and get in the zone that when I'm in it, I have to protect myself. 4. Remove yourself. I have team members who choose certain days where they don't come into the office. They sit at home. No distractions, no conversations, no taps on the shoulder, no, got a seconds, no nothing. Just boom, get it done. Other people go to coffee shops. Here's an advanced move: don't take your power cable with you. That way, when you're there and you know your battery is slowly dying, it'll force you to get that work done. But coffee shops are great, other offices are great. You can literally go to your buddy's office and say, "Hey man, can I hang out in your conference room?" Hack number 5. Turn up the pressure. Imagine this. You've got to move out of your place, but you have 3 months to do it. Think about how you would approach that. You'd probably take your time, walk around slowly, get distracted easily, pack sometimes. You wouldn't move with a sense of purpose. But if I told you you had 3 days to get out of your place or lose all your stuff, you wouldn't waste a minute, would you? That's what it means to turn up the pressure. There are 2 ways you can do this to yourself before the world does it to you. 1. Shorten the timeline. There's this thing called Parkinson's Law, which states that work will expand to the available time given to it. Which means if you give yourself a lot of time, you'll take a lot of time. When I'm talking to people on my team and they're like, "Yeah, I'll get that to you at the end of the day, or the end of the week, or the end of the month," I'm like, no. Why not 3 p.m.? Why not Wednesday? Why not the 10th of the month? Most people default to just giving themselves arbitrary timelines that don't force the creativity and the focus needed to get more done. 2. Increase the stakes. What happens if you don't do it? See, then you don't have an out. I had a conversation with a woman on my team, Jen, who wanted to lose weight. She was sick of it. She told the whole team, and she asked me for my help. I said, "Do you want the real stakes?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Cool. This is how it works. If you don't hit your goal by a certain date, you can't stay on the team." She was like, "Oh, no." But that's what I'm saying. I care about her. I want to see her win, and she asked me for my help. That's real stakes. Most people don't have any downside if they don't do something, and because of that, they simply don't do it. Hack number 6. Train your algorithm. What I find fascinating is that billion-dollar tech companies, these giants, hire the world's best psychologists to design software with one purpose: to distract you, to get you to come back into the app. They run split tests on the color of the notification jewel. They'll run 8B tests on the message of the notification they send to your phone. All to get you back and distract you. However, you can fight against it. I actually use my social media feed to feed my brain. And this is how I do it. 1. Teach it your preferences. I actively search for things I want to learn about. I leave comments on the videos I find interesting. That tells the algorithm, "Hey, I'm engaged with this kind of content." 2. Unfollow or mute strategically. I unfollow any account or mute friends that are not contributing to the areas I want to learn or get better at. And I'm unapologetic about it, because my feed works for me. I don't work for it. 3. Integrate what you learn. It's one thing to learn something, see something, save something. I'm saying share it, and more importantly, teach it. When you teach other people, you will learn on a completely different level. The act of explaining something solidifies it in your own mind. Hack number 7. Design your perfect week. This one is going to shatter some of your beliefs. Multitasking doesn't work. It's crazy, but it takes 23 minutes on average to refocus after a distraction. So when you're doing important work, you have to fight for that focus. The funny way I like to think about it is, multitasking just means screwing up multiple things at once. So, this is what I suggest to create your perfect week. 1. Start with the big rocks. These are your non-negotiables. These are the things that you know, if you get them done, everything else will be good. This includes date nights, workouts, reading time, strategy meetings, weekly rhythms with your teams, the best practices for the best life. 2. Theme your days. Understanding that theming your days for different things, like marketing, sales, strategy, one-on-ones, will help you understand where to put things in your life on what days. This eliminates decision fatigue every single time you sit down to plan. 3. Batch and block tasks together. The ability to take all your content creation, or all your conversations, and batch them together and block it in your calendar into 30 to 45-minute meetings is a game changer. It creates dedicated, uninterrupted time for similar tasks. 4. Plan around your energy, not just your time. I know there are certain types of tasks I do in the morning that fuel me to the next level of tasks, that fuel me to the afternoon, that fuel me to the nighttime with my family. If I did them out of sequence, I wouldn't be good for anybody. Hack number 8. Gamify your work. The reason video games are so addictive is because they have levels, and you visually see your progress when you're playing them. And what I've learned in life is, new levels, new devils. But seeing that progress will make you want to keep going. So, design your life where you can measure the wins. You don't get distracted because you're bored. You get distracted because you can't see your progress. Progress is happiness. Anyone who's struggling in life right now, I know that if they made a little bit of progress, they would just feel better. So, let's gamify our work so that we show up with focus and attention. 1. Track your streaks. There's a great song out there about winning streaks, and I just love that philosophy. If you measure yourself doing something and you can go day after day after day, and just make it a simple win that day. If it's 10 sales calls a day, how many days can you go in a row? My friend Ben has been working out, I think he said the other day. 1,200 days in a row he's worked out and done his unrequired workout. That's wild. 2. Create milestones for rewards. This is my favorite because I love to buy things and go on trips. I like to use milestones as a marker for rewarding myself, like vacations with my family or my friends. It gives you something exciting to build towards. 3. Make it visual. I'm a fan of technology, but I will tell you, when you have that goal or progress in front of your face, as a poster, on your computer background, on your whiteboard, I don't care where it is, but get it outside of your brain and put it in front of you so you can see it every time. That makes it fun and keeps it top of mind. 4. Do it together. The more people you can enroll into the process of winning, the more focus you will create around your outcome like you've never felt before. Because the truth is, you'll often do more for other people, especially if you're the person who got them to start that competition or that weight loss journey, than you will do for yourself. So, having a group of people to do it with is a pro move. Hack number 9. Manage your energy. Exhaust the body, tame the mind. If you follow me on social media, you'll see me post that almost daily. For me, my energy is a byproduct of my habits. And if I've got things going on in my mind and I need to focus, I've got to first exhaust my body. My morning routine is where I create my proactive energy boost. The first thing I do is focus on my process for how I wake up, what I've decided to do. It's in my calendar. I move my body. I read my books. I ramp up my focus so that I can get my best work done. I'm all about energy, and there are 2 ways that I make sure my day gets the best of me. 1. Proactive energy boost. This is how I proactively start my day. This is my morning routine, prioritizing exercise, putting it on the calendar, making sure my stuff's prepped. If I've got to work out, I put that stuff out the night before so when I wake up, it's ready to go. I don't have to have decision fatigue. 2. Reactive energy boost. This is when I feel drained. Maybe my eyeballs hurt for some reason, and I just need to reset. The other day, I was giving a talk and a guy asked me, "Hey man, how do you deal with feeling lethargic and tired, like you've got the weight of the world on you?" And I said, "Dude, get up front, do some push-ups." And I did the push-ups with him. We sat there, and I said, keep going, keep going, keep going, until he failed. And when he failed, I said, "On your knees." And he went on his knees. Then we were all done, and I said, "Now, how do you feel?" He said, 9 out of 10. I said, "That took 46 seconds." Most people don't realize they can reset their energy because you don't have energy. You create energy. I can prove it. If I told you you had $10 million cash in the bank, taxes paid, how would you feel? Where did that feeling come from? Up here. Another thing I love to do are walking meetings or scooter meetings. All my one-on-ones are done on a scooter. Why? A lot more fun, and it gets the blood flowing. Hack number 10. Find your flow. You know, I grew up thinking I was broken. I was told I was broken, that I needed medication. I was put on Ritalin when I was 11. And what I've realized is that it wasn't that my mind was broken. It's that I just needed to find a different way to work that worked for me. So, here's what I know. Your journey will be very unique. Nobody else can tell you exactly how to do it. I can give you some thoughts, but you've got to figure it out for you. 1. Take time to reflect. Journal what you're thinking about, what's working, what's not. When I started doing this, I felt really good because I was gaining clarity. 2. Constantly tweak. That's what I do. I look at my calendar because it's designed. I'll say, that felt good. And some things that used to give me energy and were very productive, all of a sudden, now, based on where I'm at in life, don't work for me anymore. And you are allowed to iterate. You are allowed to take stuff out and try new things on, like new clothes. Does it fit well? If it doesn't, take it off. Go find something different. The big idea, though, is don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. I know that if you master the ability to find your energy, your focus, and your flow, your dreams exist on the other side of that.